Hey guys, it's Sebastian from AskSebby, and today we're going to look at 5 things that you should do once you get the gold card from American Express. Big favor as always is to give this a thumbs up, and if you like stuff like this, consider subscribing. So the first thing I would recommend doing is to add the card into your Uber account. The reason for this is because you get a $10 per month Uber credit, and the sooner you do this, the less likely it is that you forget about it. One thing that sucks is that it isn't something that you can save up, so it is use or lose. So by the end of the month, if you don't use it, then it's going to be gone. If you're someone who ends up adding the card and it's not showing up instantly or not showing up in a few days, I'd recommend contacting Uber. And if it's something that's persistent, it might make sense to request a new card number from American Express. They make it pretty easy just because you can do this online, but something to consider. One really good thing is that you can use this for both Uber as well as UberEats. You just need to select it when you're doing that purchase. In the last 12 months, that's mostly been my use case because I don't take Ubers as much, but I still pick up a lot of food throughout the week. If you get the food delivered to you, then it gets a lot more expensive. I'd recommend doing pickup because oftentimes it's going to be either the same price or within that range. If you want to maximize the bang for buck of that credit, then pickup is going to be your best bet. Number 2, if you're watching this in 2021, then I'd recommend enrolling into UberEats Pass. I guess you can technically enroll anytime until December 2021, but it's something that I feel like people are going to use more right now rather than later. So by enrolling in this, you're going to get 12 months of the service, and it normally costs $9.99, and it's something that other people actively pay for. This gets you $0 delivery fees as well as 5% off on restaurant orders above $15, but you still have that service fee, so it's still going to cost you something for these deliveries. There is auto billing for this, so if you're someone who doesn't see themselves using this in the future, if you're just taking advantage of this right now, then I'd recommend setting up a calendar reminder to cancel this in 12 months. If you're someone not getting too many orders delivered to you right now, then I'd probably hold off until later in the year. Number 3 is going to be the $10 per month dining credit, and similar to the Uber one, it is going to be use or lose. There's a lot of different options here depending on what you like to do, so for me, I personally like Shake Shack as well as Grubhub. With Shake Shack, I'd recommend adding it into their app because I think it makes it a lot easier. Sometimes I end up going for walks. I don't bring my wallet with me because I'm not trying to eat. I'm not trying to do anything else. I'm just trying to relax, but I end up near Shake Shack, so it makes it really easy to do that order and to use that credit. You can also add the card to Grubhub and use it for that, pretty straightforward there. The one thing to be careful with is to make sure that you're not using your MR points when you're doing a purchase. So one thing that I really hate with a lot of American Express vendors is that it automatically defaults to using your MR points, which is not a very good use case. You can if you want, but personally to me it doesn't really make sense, and also by using those points, then you're not using the credit. Quick question for you guys, but do you prefer the Uber credit or the dining credit? Let me know down below. The really good thing about the credits is that if you're someone who already goes out to eat, if you're someone who picks up food or you get it delivered anyways, then it brings the effective annual fee down to about $10. So $250 annual fee minus $120 is $10 effective annual fee. If you're looking to learn more about the card and you want to support the channel, we have links on our website, AskSebby.com, and also down below in the description box. If you're not a customer with American Express, I'd recommend checking Card Match to see if you have elevated offers. Oftentimes, they're going to give you 100,000 or 125,000 points for the Platinum card, and that's generally the best starting point. I'll leave a Card Match link down below, but I'd recommend checking that first. One thing I've seen people cover is the $100 hotel collection credit, and the reason I don't really put this in the list is because that's not really how it works. So if those other credits, it's something that you get that you have to use, the hotel collection credit is more like a discount that you get when you book through their portal. So case in point, you get this when you use their portal. Number 2, you can use this as many times as you want. Every time you book at least 2 nights through their site, then you're going to get the $100. Number 3, it's only for select things, so you don't get it back directly. You get the $100 for dining, spa, as well as other activities. In many cases, you end up paying more money in order to get this credit, which might be fine, but if you're someone who doesn't benefit from the spa, if you don't care about that, then it's not actually a good thing. Let's do a quick example because I think people oftentimes get confused. Let's go to Austin for Pi Day for 2 nights. So looking down the list of American Express's recommendations, they have the Ami Barton, which is $269. If you go directly though, it's only $189 per night. So you're paying $80 more per night, so $160 in total, in order to get $100 in credits for these other services. I guess technically there you might also get a room upgrade, but in that case I probably wouldn't do it. I'd rather go direct. On the flip side, for something like the Kimpton, it's going to be $189 directly and $199 through American Express. So $10 more per night or $20 in total to get $100 in credits and an upgrade, so that probably makes sense. Hyatt is $394 versus $394, so I'd probably do that one. So this is something I would look into when you're traveling, but I wouldn't put this into my checklist of tasks to do and also not in my effective value calculation. Number 4 is going to be American Express offers, and you get this by logging into your account and scrolling down into the bottom. So generally for these offers, you're getting something like 20% back, which is pretty good. It just depends on whether you shop at those places. As always, if you're forcing yourself to buy something that you otherwise wouldn't buy, then it's bad value. But if you were going to shop there anyways, and it's saving you extra money, then it makes sense. For a lot of these, you're going to get MR points back, which I think is a bit better just because you can get more value there. So about 40% in value versus just 20. We'll talk more about points and how you should think about this in a second. The thing that sucks here is that you might not shop at some of these places. So a lot of these are going to be either luxury goods or startups looking to get new customers for their business. For me, that's a pretty good thing because I like startup stuff and Mandy likes luxury goods. So it kind of works out, but we lean more towards the startup stuff anyways. This might change in the future, but I feel like I need to mention this. A lot of the good American Express offers tend to be on the Platinum card rather than the Gold card. So for example, right now for the Platinum, they have a bunch of offers where you're getting $50 for spending $50 or more and $100 for spending $100 or more. American Express basically wants you to have both the Gold card as well as the Platinum card, just because for them that makes you more profitable. For the really good ones, I end up mentioning them over on Instagram, so make sure to follow us over there. So one thing that's a bit annoying is that American Express only shows you up to 100 offers. So you might have 110 in the back end, but on the front end, it only shows that first 100. So technically you would need to add these into your account, ones that you might not care about, in order to make the other one show up. Number 5 is figure out how you want to use those points. There's a lot of people who end up getting American Express cards and then realize that they don't really know what to do with the MR points. If you are after cash back, then you can either get the Schwab Platinum card right now and then run that setup long term. The pros is that you can cash out those points. The con is that it gets pretty expensive as a long-term setup. The second option is to grab all the MR points, all the MR cards that you want, and then to treat the Schwab Platinum as a cash out. So imagine if you're at a casino, you're going to a bunch of different tables. That's going to be the cage where you're taking all your tokens in order to cash them all out. The reason I recommend this for people who have lower spend is because I think it's hard to justify paying that annual fee for the Platinum card every single year if you're not getting a ton of value. The second obvious way is to transfer your points out to partners, and generally if you want to do this, you're looking for 2 cents per point, but be careful who you transfer it out to. So for example, Delta is not a good transfer partner because you can't get good value, you can't really get good outsized value, and there's a lot of ways to get a ton of Delta points. There's so many Delta cards out there that I don't think it's a good use of MR points, but it really does depend on you. Blue, Gold, Platinum, Reserve, Gold Business, Platinum Business, Reserve Business, 7 intro bonuses. If you're someone who's an economy traveler, I would look for sweet spots, and these get pretty complicated pretty quickly. So one that I've done myself personally is to transfer MR points to Etihad to book Bangkok Airways. Bangkok to Koh Samui is 5,000 points one way, 10,000 points round trip. Retail price of this is about $200 to $300 for economy, so that's 2 to 3 cents per point. Another option that I was looking to do in 2020 before the world went to crap is MR points to ANA in order to book within Africa and the Middle East. So 30,000 points round trip for South African, Ethiopia, or Egypt Air, and these prices can get pretty expensive. So you might fly from the US to Cape Town, but Cape Town to something like Victoria Falls is $950. This isn't really even overvaluing it, this is the fair price of it. One we talk about a lot that's a lot easier to get value is going to be first in business. You can transfer your MR points to ANA in order to book business class during regular season for 85,000 points. Retail price of this is about $8,000, so 9.4 cents per point. And ironically, this price is $3,471 below what it normally is due to the fact that we're not traveling as much. It's one of the best business class products right now and an easy way to feel like a VIP as a normal P. Again, if you want to learn more about these cards and you want to support the channel, we have links on our website, AskSebby.com, and also down below in the description box. My question for you guys is, what are you looking to do with your points? Let me know and everyone else know in the comments down below. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you know anyone else who benefit, share this with them. It'll probably help them out, but otherwise, hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time.